You reached the Emerald City Church. How may I help you? Oh, is that you, Kevin? I didn't think it'd be there already, so I was just going to leave a message with the priest. Oh, hey, Rufina. Yeah, I got here late this morning. How about you? When do you think you'll be getting here? I'm going to be a little late, I'm afraid. There's been an accident or something, so the train's been delayed. I probably won't be getting there until this evening now. Gotcha. I'll wait here till you arrive. I think Rias and the kids would get all bent out of shape if I showed up without you. Oh, please. I'm sure you're just exaggerating. Although, speaking of Rias, I hope you've been thinking about how you're going to cheer up. I've got it all planned out. I've been stocking up on souvenirs from every mission I've been going on. It should be enough to snap her out of her funk. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Girls her age are more complex than you think. Yeah? I guess she's not really a kid anymore, now that she's 13, but still. Actually, it's about how old you were when we first met, right? Now that you mention it, it was how time flies. Sorry, it looks like the train's about ready to leave. I'm going to have to go. I'll see you later, then alright? If you get bored of waiting, you're welcome to go on home ahead of me, of course. Got it. See you later. Man, how time flies is right. I've really not been home in 2 years. And I guess that makes 9 since I met Rufino. I hope Rias isn't too grumpy when we finally get there. Kevin! What is it, Father? Has something bad happened? Well, I've just received word that someone spotted a group of men dressed in all black at the edge of town. What's worse is they were supposed to be heading for the mountain path. You don't think? If they were, Alster House must be their target, I fear. Do you have any idea what could be going on? I wish I did. I doubt it's anything to do with the grassroots, at least. I think I should go and check it out just in case. Please do. Oh, do you know when Rufia is going to be arriving, by the way? This evening, by the sound of it. She said her train's been delayed. When she arrives, can you let her know what happened? Damn it, Jägers? Seems like there's anywhere between 5 and 10 of them. But what could they want with a gospel facility to begin with? The longer they're allowed to be in there, the more danger the kids are in. I'm gonna have to try and handle this alone. It's time to put my combat skills to good use. The Guardian's Trials. Celeste! Wasn't it the name we saw under those data crystals? That's right, according to those, she was the de facto leader of the group of ancients who steal away the aureole. She was also the founder of Liber's current royal family. I'm glad to see the information I left behind ended up proving useful to someone. It really did. So then you're really fond of Liber's royal family? Not technically. I'm not the real Celeste the Auslöser. Think of me as a shadow. Or a partial copy, a personality created in order to influence phantasmas from within. How can you only be a partial copy? The truth behind you is apparently more complicated than we thought. You don't appear to be a spirit of some kind, though. I see that now. That is correct. Before I try to explain just what I am, I should probably tell you more about what the world behind is first. You can do that? This should be interesting. As you are aware, the land in which you stand is called Phantasma. This is a world belonging to a higher plane of existence, created several thousand of years ago by the Aureole. Its purpose was to act as a subsystem for the Aureole in order to incorporate and process the will of the Liber Arc's populace. One might call it a self-organized world designed out to realize countless possible others as necessary. Pardon? You've lost me. Yeah, isn't there a simpler way to explain this? Well, while not technically correct, perhaps you could think of it this way. Phantasma is like a fictitious realm created by the Aureole in order to fulfill humanity's every wish and desire. That's better. What exactly qualifies Phantasma as fictitious? I can't help but think it's far too real to be a land of pure fantasy. When I say fictitious, well, I don't mean to suggest that Phantasma is a complete lie. It's more like a shadow graph or kaleidoscope. It has its own laws and can change to reflect countless different possibilities. Does this make the concept any easier for you to understand? Somewhat, yes. And suddenly the name Phantasma seems that much more appropriate. As I stated previously, it was a subsystem of the aureola rather than being the aureola itself, and attempt to grant people's desires. They were separate entities, but effectively like the two sides of the same coin. The relationship caught our eye as we were devising the sealing mechanism. You mean the mechanism used to seal away the aureola? That was also in the data crystals left behind. Exactly. At first we thought our plan would be impossible to execute. After all, the aureola had absolute control over space itself and was able to influence mankind's every action. Even after coming upon the idea of temporarily freezing it and imprisoning it with a gravity barrier, we had no way to implement our plans. Without that, they were simply ideas with no real meaning. We were effectively at a total loss. You discovered your foe's weakness, but you had no way to take advantage of it. It must have been quite a frustrating predicament. Indeed. And yet our perseverance rewarded us with the development of something that could take advantage of the weakness, the recluse cube. Is that what this is known as then? Yes, it's the only object in existence able to interact with Phantasma without relying on the aureola as an intermediary. Celeste used it to create a partial copy of her personality, that is me, inside Phantasma. And once inside it began working to sabotage Phantasma's functionality by using this guard as my base of operations. As a result of my efforts, the aureola processing ability was hindered just long enough for the plan to be executed. He who catches his foe off guard wins the battle. The same principle applies to martial arts too. It sounds like you really put a lot of thought into planning everything. Maybe, but I can't deny that luck played a part in the end. Once the aureola was sealed away, my work was done and I fell into a deep sleep here. My reason being that if the aureola were ever unsealed, I might be able to provide assistance to the people of that time. I'm pleased you've been able to handle it just fine without my help, however. Luck's played a huge part for us too, though. We're not even sure where the aureola is now. As far as we are aware, it's disappeared during all that happened at the Liber Arc. I thought as much. I was able to confirm the aureola's disappearance from here within Phantasma too. When I did so, I thought my purpose for existence was finally over, and that all that was left for me on this land was to embrace a slow and peaceful destruction. But that was not to be. Soon a lot of Phantasma appeared. Ugh. So that's when it happened. Quite a recent development, I see. A lot of Phantasma appeared out of nowhere, stealing all of my power before I was even aware what happened. After doing so, they began to remake Phantasma in accordance to their own designs. Both this was current structure and the plans to make it up. What a lot of Phantasma's creations. Looks like your theory was correct, Ren. Still, it makes it sound like... Yeah, so you don't know who the masked bastard is either then? I'm afraid not. Every action thus far has been a mystery. Ordinarily, they should not have been able to gain access to this world in the first place. And I'm afraid I have no idea what they are trying to achieve by bringing you all in here and testing you. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, that's the part we want to know most of all. I only wish I could be of more help. The only other thing I can say about them is that I suspect a lot of Phantasmas currently the 7th plane. There's a 7th? What makes you think that? That was the first planet created after appearing in this world. Just what kind of place a planet is, I don't know, but I can sense dark, inhuman thoughts from there, and they're spreading out across the whole Phantasma. That doesn't sound good. Then we'll be seeing them after the next one, won't we? Yeah, we just finished the 5th when we came back here. Presuming they're waiting for us on the 7th, the time to fight them head-on may not be that far off. I was getting tired of waiting. As was I. It seems the end may finally be in sight. Now, if we only had some sort of inkling as to what the Lord of Phantasma was trying to achieve. Actually, I just might. Kevin? You're up! It's good to see you again, Father. You too. Wasn't expecting you of all people to get an invitation here. Or you, for that matter, little lady. I'm sure you weren't. I've got something I want to ask you. But I suppose that can wait until later. For sure. Are you sure you're feeling alright? Right as a rain, I'm feeling just great. All that sleep must have done a lot of good. And I see you guys made out a whole lot of progress while I was out cold too. Yeah. Hey, I'm Kevin Graham. Or maybe I don't need to introduce myself, since you seem to know a thing or two about everyone who's come in here so far. True, I was able to tell what was happening at the Liber Arc from the garden. And out of all the people here, you are the one closest to the truth of what is happening here. Am I wrong? What? No, I don't think you are. I can't pretend to be much of an expert on what Phantasma itself is. But I've got a pretty good idea as to who's responsible for all of this. I can only think of one person twisted enough to put us through all we've been through. Wait, is this someone you know? You could say that, yeah. The short version is they're a real piece of work. A cunning, arrogant, cold-hearted son of a bitch who doesn't even see people as people. That about sums up who we're dealing with. Sounds like a real awful guy. And who, may I ask, is that you're talking about? Well, about that. Would you be willing to wait just a bit longer for the answer to that one? I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm still missing one last thing that let me be completely certain. And I think we'll find out just what it is in the 6th plane. And here I thought we were finally going to get an answer. Is there a reason you can't share your theories is? Yeah, I realize I'm asking a lot after you've come so far, but I promise that as soon as I know for sure I'll talk. I swear to God's name and on the church's emblem. Well, I don't see any reason to say no. Likewise, he's clearly got his reason. It's not often you ask us for favors, so I can let it slide. No problems here? If you say so, wait, I'll wait. I feel as though we can trust your judgment, Kevin, so I have no objections either. Me neither. I don't really care as long as I get to have my fun. I believe we're all in agreement then. Yep, consider this one settled. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Anyway, now that I'm up, I'm also down to take lead again. And I'd appreciate if you backed me up. No problem. It seems like you're all ready to move on. While you're advancing through the 6th plane, I'll do all I can on my end to find out more about the 7th. Of course, if you need my support, I'd be happy to provide it through the cube and the monuments, as I always have. Now that you mention it, we haven't really thanked you for all the help you've given us since we got here, have we? Thanks, Celeste. We couldn't have done this without you. We truly are in your debt. Please think nothing of it. I am but a shadow placed here with a duty to fulfill. I believe helping you to be part of that duty. If it may allow me to help you however I can. Will do. Sorry for worrying you two, Arias, but I'm just fine now. So please just leave everything to me, I'm begging you. Only if you promise me one thing. What is it? I won't make you promise not to put yourself in danger to overdo it, but don't do anything that would make Rufina sad. Ah, you really know how to hit a guy where it hurts, don't you? So, will you promise? Yeah, I promise. I swear her name I won't. Yay. Oh, jetzt müssen wir sie überhaupt nicht mitnehmen? Gut, dann nehmen wir mal... Ihm seine S-Kraft möchte ich noch sehen, die zweite.
Understood.
Here we go.
Und warum nicht, ne? Okay, Sapphire Gem, Resolve, Amateur, Death. Gut. Wait. Ich will nur die S-Kraft von ihr sehen. Und von Richard. Dann schmeiß ich raus, weil wir brauchen einen Heiler. Man nehme ich entweder sie hat nur Telas und Chloe hat überhaupt nicht. Warum hat er Telas? Wenn mir ihr die besseren gibt... Nee, die hat schon. Nee, dann müssen wir später hier ist wieder mitnehmen. Hängen hier rum? Nee. Machen wir noch die... Das Essen... Habe ich nicht gerade? Warte, Moment. Achso, ist auch noch Sonder 3. Kann ich schon hart machen? Oh, nee, weil... Ist richtig, ja. Ansonsten mache ich eine andere Tür. Dann kann ich ja den Hard Mode machen. Na, okay. Ich glaube, ich hab's noch nicht, ne? Egal. Das können wir auf alle Fälle machen. So. Memory blessing. The Kapitel Republic. There's a city in this country, a place where migrants from the east have recreated their homeland down to Bright Lake House. Nicknamed the Eastern Quarter, it was home to people of all kinds from all places. On the northern outskirts of the town was the little rundown bar. Doubtless it had been presentable once, but now the plaster was crumbling and what doors have left barely fit the pitted frames. Of course, such a seedy place attracted clientele that to match. Inside were two gamblers of exceptional skill. It was only a mere month ago when they had turned the underworld on its head in the match of the century. The first was Jack, a prolific blue-eyed gambler known by the moniker Victory Jack, who was finally able to put his past behind him. This gambler Jack. And the second was Haley, a petite gambler who remained doggedly by his side despite his best attempts to shake her. Today was yet another ordinary day at her bar. However, the shriek of the door opening announced the arrival of someone who was anything but. Huh? Who the hell are you? Gotta be either really dumb or really brave and that's saying something with this joint. I'm putting my money on the former. How about you? Hey, get away from him, guys. I'm so sorry about them. I'm sure that wasn't the welcome you were expecting when you stepped in here. They're not that bad people, really, I swear. Although you could certainly be forgiven for thinking so looking at them. Are you a customer by chance? Here, let me show you the tour table. Still, you're quite an unusual one, if you don't mind me saying so. Not many people would willingly come to a rundown bar like this, especially not in the middle of the day. I'm not saying it was a bad idea to come here, of course. Sure, it's in the desperate needs of renovations, and the regulars are a rowdy bunch, but there's just something, I don't know, warm about this place, like I'm home. The food's a lot better than you'd think too. But you feel, I'm pretty sure the floor panels are going to snap any day now. Well, here's your seat. Anything you'd like to order? You don't look like you're here for booze anyway. How about something to eat? Personally, I recommend the Tom Yum Goon. It's the most popular thing on our menu, and for good reason. That mix of spicy with just the right amount of sauce and sourness is perfect. Ah, I can see your mouth watering already. That is a definite yes. How about something to drink? Just water? Sorry, what was that? You're looking for Jack? Well, he's usually sleeping in the back at this time of day. Wait, did you come here to challenge him to a game of something? Sorry, I didn't even think to ask for it, if that what was he here for. Oh, well, right, I got to talk to him. He's in a good mood. He might be willing to don't get your hopes up, though. Wait here for a minute, okay? Yeah, you hear that? The guy over there wants to take Jack on. Yeah, I heard. If he takes him up on it, it could get really interesting. Wouldn't be so sure about that. I ain't often Jack actually gets serious, and I don't know if that guy's got what it takes to bring it out of him. Well, here's the Tom Yum Goon for you ordered. Eat it while it's still hot. And as for Jack, sorry, but he says he passed his time. Seems like he's still hungover from drinking yesterday. Doesn't even want to get up. I'm sure that's not what you want to hear after coming all this way to challenge him, but let's check for you. Wait, now I've got a great idea. How about you and I have a game first? If you beat me, I'll go back him again. I'm sure he'd be totally interested in someone who's better than me. Surprised, I'm actually quite a gambler, you know. And the name's Haley. I'm the daughter of the legendary gambler king. Not exactly a household name, but it's a pretty famous one in these kinds of circles. Fair warning, I don't plan on holding back one bit. If you're doing this, we're going all out. Plus, if I win, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Are you good with that? I take that as a yes. Well, let's move to a more suitable table, shall we? As for the game, how does blackjack sound?